am going to try to read this today, friends. I am on the third chapter. I'm sorry that I am not reading it like I should. But this one is a lesson from the Seven Dwarfs. Now that I am here, prepare. I'll tidy up a bit. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. Have you ever had a song in your head that was insanely annoying? It was like an irritating broken down record. Sorry to make that a CD that kept repeating itself over and over and over again, driving you totally crazy. Well, I had one of those in my head the other day, and it was something like this. Hi-yo, hi-yo, it's off to work again. We keep on singing all day long with a hi-yo, hi-yo. Yes, that's right, it was that top 10 hit on the fairy tale charts by the original boy band, the Seven Dwarfs. It was spinning around and around in my head, and all I could think of was those cheesy guys in the perky snow rock grooving array in the background. I never really figured out whether those guys worked for some international diamond thing or were self-employed, but they were definitely into searching for precious gems. They obviously loved and looked forward to the work because every morning they sing like each little number as they left their comfortable college where. And as I pondered their poetic ditty, I started thinking that there's a lesson in that for all of us. Work is not something that should be avoided or even dreaded. Proverbs 31:13 clearly states that the 31 girls selects wool and flax and works eagerly. Now that doesn't mean that you have to go out and get yourself some I don't know what those words is. I don't want to skip it, say don't be chirpy about it. And be all chirpy about it. It does not mean you have to be that you need to apply diligently to whatever you put your hand to. You see, the key ingredient for success is anything that you decide to do, whether it be school, a sport, or virtually in a church, it's hard work. The 31 girl has a great heart attitude toward work. She really works with her hands. She gets into her work diligently and cheerfully. She literally puts her hands joyfully to work. Many times it feels work, chores, serving, homework, ink, as something that we're forced to do, but the girl who is priceless and beautiful in God's eyes throws herself wholeheartedly into her work. She lives out the scripture in Galatians 9:10. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. In other words, don't just half-heartedly do your chores, finish your homework, work at your job, or serve at church. Do these things with zesty gusto. Put your heart into it and do them passionately and willingly. Now I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes thinking, how am I supposed to feel cheerful about doing chores around the house, or my history essay, or serving burgers to every customer at McDonald's? Well, hopefully the following tips will help you in your quest to be more like the 31 girl Tip 1. Work for God. Colossians 3:23-24 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. Since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward, it is the Lord's Christ you are serving. Therefore, there are times when your boss is really going to annoy you. Times when you can't be bothered with showing up at youth group to have on the setup team times. And I know this one is really rare. When your parents will bug you about tidying up your room, or your roommates will go off at you about cleaning up around the house. But it's times like these when you need to remember that it's actually God you're working for and not people. He is your reason for what you do. When you lose perspective, get back on track, but remember that you serving Jesus. Tip 2, be positive. That's one of my things I try to do is be positive. It really helps a lot. Every day you have a choice to look for either the good or the bad in things, so decide how you set out to look for benefits and be positive. Instead of moaning or groaning about work and chores, look for the benefits, not these grumpy customers at work because you may be the only one who smiles at them that a whole day. Clean your room and you'll probably find that missing sweater you've been looking for all winter. You may not see any benefits in having to study history at school, but when you tackle your homework or assignments, be positive about it. If anything, at least you've learned something new, and who knows, one day you may have to remember that absurd word date when you are a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Woohoo! So, tip 3, value each God-given day. Psalms 118:24 says, this is the day that the Lord has made. May us rejoice and be glad in it. Sometimes in the everyday chores and duties of life, we can lose the buzz of awakening to a new day. The 31 girl eagerly gets in her work in one day at a time, in one task at a time. How you live each day is your choice. Choose to live your day serving towards excellence, becoming more like a follower. He will use this day if you allow him to fashion you into the girl he has destined you to be. Make sure it's still recording. Yes. It's 8 minutes to read that. Picture her. Okay. Bridget's story, real life. I grew up in a strong Christian family in a small farming town in New Zealand. There are 5 kids in my family and I am the second oldest. Growing up in a big family with 3 younger brothers meant there was always a lot of work to be done. So from about the age of 10, I was regularly helping my mom with chores around the house, such as washing, feeding, bathing the baby, the family, and helping to prepare meals. Financially, life was difficult for Mom and Dad, and they often struggled to make ends meet. Dad was a shearer and often had to travel away for weeks, sometimes months at a time. In order to work, my mom really relied on my help during these times. When I was 13, my parents made the hard decision to leave New Zealand and move to some place in Western Australia. Dad had constant work there, and it meant that our family didn't have to be apart anymore. I finished 10th grade at District Corrigin District High School, and then went to boarding school for 2 years in Somerset. I was quite a motive student and achieved good grades in all my subjects. After finishing my final year, I moved to PERTH. Rented a small apartment with my sister, who was also studying, and started a commerce degree at college. During the next 3 to 4 years, I was fairly inconstant in living in the Christian life. I wasn't sure myself and my faith. I often felt torn between what I'd been taught in my Christian upbringing and what my friends were doing. A lot of my friends were people from the county who were into partying pretty hard, and their motto was go hard or go home, because I wasn't very sure myself. Sometimes I would go hard and other times I would go home. I wasn't sure where I fit in or where I wanted to fit in. I wasn't fully comfortable with what my friends were doing, but I held back from being fully involved at church. I enjoyed the pace of life. At college, I was always busy with studying, my casual job, or my social life. I worked hard to get good grades, and at the end of my third-year degree in marketing and public relations, I applied and was accepted to do honors. The next 12 months were even more fast-paced, as it was an intense year of assignments and research, combined with the fact that my social life was at an all-time high. I hang out with my fellow honor students. After I finished my honor project and left college, life was quiet down for me a lot. My sister moved out of the county to start her first job, and a lot of my college friends disappeared and went traveling. I studied, suddenly found myself calling on and looking for a full-time job. Emotionally, I was at the lowest point of my life, because after studying so hard for so long, I couldn't find a full-time job in my area of studying, even though I desperately tried. After much of rejections and working at temporary jobs, I became quite discouraged. At the same time, I had become very conscious of the wrong things I became very conscious of the wrong things I had done, and came to realize that the only way to rid myself of the anxiety I felt was to get right with God. One night at home, I asked Jesus to come back into my heart. I asked for forgiveness, and I declared to Him the way I would live my life from there on. That night, I made my faith absolute, and haven't looked back since. It was many more months before I found a full-time job in a public relations that was a real good character building faith development time for me, as I learned to put my trust in God and surrender the plans and dreams I had for my life to Him. God brought me to the point where I could honestly say to Him, God, if this is your will for my life, working as a secretary, I will do it. Once I prayed to God, the doors opened for me immediately. And within a week, I was working a full-time public relations job in the type of job I always wanted. I ended up working for the company for 2 years before coming on staff in the youth ministry at Riverview Church. I have learned that in order to get ahead in life, whether at school or in the college or in the workforce, I didn't need to push and maneuver my way around, pressing people in order to get noticed. I so diligently appealed myself. The rewards came. I am grateful to my parents for installing in me the ethic that when you do a job, you do it properly. By applying that principle, I've always had opportunities before me. Life is most exciting and adventurous when you're fully connected to God and part of a vibrant local church. I really encourage you to make the decision to remain connected to God and planted at churches that what may have been happening around you, because there you will be found peace, joy, and hope that you will never experience out in the world. I hope these tips have helped you gain a new perspective toward work and being diligent. Can't read. It's also important to remind ourselves that the girl we're reading about in Proverbs did not just instantly appear all perfect and perky. She developed these qualities over a period of years. When she was before she became a wife and mother, God put this girl in the Bible as an idea for us to explore toward. So together as girls who love God, let's develop her amazing qualities in our lives and become a generation of the 31 girls. Let's pray. Playing sounds like fun. Father, I pray that whatever work my hands do, I will do it eagerly and with excellence. I want to live my life serving, honoring, and pleasing you. Lord, this is the day that you have made, and I look forward with expectations to what this day holds. This day is a gift from you, and today I give my gifts back to you. Oh, my favorite part. Treasure tips. With all the works your hands were eagerly beginning to, I think it would be a good idea to spoil them. Here are 10 steps to a great manicure. Number 1. Remove any nail polish on your nails. 2. Soak nails in a bowl of warm water for a few minutes. 3. Use an orange cuticle stick to push back your cuticles. Use the nails file to clean under your nails. 5. Use the embroidery board to file your nails. Never use a metal nail file as it's too harsh for your nails. Don't fall back and forth. Instead, go in one direction towards the tip of the nail. File towards a nice oval shape. Massage and a hand lotion all over your hands and nails. Wipe away lotion from the top of your nails. Put a thin layer base coat on each nail and allow to dry. Use the color of your choice and put a sheer coat on your nails and allow to dry and paint another coat. When polish is dry, put a layer of top coat all over your nails. Quick tip: if you ever have dry, cracked hands, throw them in Sorbolene, Sorbolene cream, rich hand cream, or olive oil. Put on a pair of rubber fabric gloves. Leave them on your hands for 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes or even overnight. Remove and rinse. Repeat every 3 days. or until you begin to see an improvement in your skin. This is guaranteed to leave your hands as soft as baby's bottom. And that is all. And I will be reading chapter 4 in the next time I go read this. Because this book's got 18 chapters. Yep, 18 chapters. Well, I hope you have a great evening. I will go because my mirror is like extremely dry.